The joy of the Lord is to see all of us coming back to the right path, coming back to our senses, coming back to doing what is correct, repenting, converting. That is what gives God joy. Because when He created us, He didn't create us so that we get lost forever. He created us so that He can save us. Like St. Thomas Aquinas says, we are created for salvation. God did not create us to lose us. He created us so that He keeps us with Himself. And so we are created to be saved. So it gives Him joy when He sees that we are making efforts ourselves to make it possible for Him to save us, to make it possible for Him to bring us in His kingdom. Sometimes when we go out, when we are wandering out there in the world of sin, we forget about home. We forget about where we are coming from. Maybe because life becomes nice out there. You know, we begin to feel so good that we can't get back home. But then God is at home waiting for us with open arms so that we could come back and be renewed again, be cleansed. And so, when Jesus talks about the lost coin, the lost sheep, He is talking about you and me. He's talking about all of us when we are wandering out there in the world of sin, enjoying everything that we are enjoying there. And when He talks about this woman going out to look for that lost coin, when He's talking about this person, the owner of the sheep, going out to look for that lost sheep, Jesus is talking about the efforts that God makes in order to bring us back into His kingdom, into the right path. But you know, God is not forcing salvation on us, because He also created us with free will. He created us with the capability, the ability to choose if we want to be saved or not. And yes, sometimes we make the decision not to be saved. And that is why hell exists. If you make a decision not to be saved, then you are buying yourself a direct ticket to where? To hell, to Gehenna, to the fire. But if you are making it possible, easy, for God's grace to work on you so that you are saved, you are prevented from entering hell, then this is what gives God joy. The owner of the coin, upon finding that coin, rejoices. The owner of the sheep, upon finding that lost sheep, rejoices. That is what gives God joy. When we make it possible for us to be found, we make a decision to be found. When Jesus is talking about receiving sinners and eating with them, He's talking about His openness. You know, the openness that He expresses to all of us. That doesn't matter how bad we are, how sinful we have been, there is still room for you and me in His presence. Sometimes we condemn ourselves, sometimes others condemn us, like the Pharisees are doing in today's gospel, pointing fingers at those so-called sinners that are eating with Jesus because they think they are perfect themselves. Sometimes we also condemn ourselves. We feel so bad that we don't believe we deserve to be in the presence of God anymore because of what we have done. But we have to remember that at that table, the table of the Lord, there is always room for everybody who makes a decision to be saved. And that decision has to be made now. If you want to be saved, don't focus on the bad thing that you have done. Don't focus on condemning yourself. Yes, even others can say a lot of things about what you have done, but don't focus on that. Focus on the process of renewal, on your process of getting back home. There is always room in the presence of the Lord. And when we make it possible for God to find us, when He's out there looking for us, that gives Him joy. The gospel concludes that, I tell you, there is joy before the angels of God over one sinner who repents. There is joy in heaven when one sinner repents, decides to be saved, decides to come back to the right path. That one sinner that has to be saved, that should make a decision to be saved and to join in God's company, the company of the angels, that one sinner is you, that one sinner is me. It is all of us. Amen.